Well, Kenya, I haven't seen anything but you guys right now. So to me, this is a safari. Look at the wild white people you have. I wonder what tribe he's from.
Kikuyu.
Yeah, Kikuyu?
Kikuyu, yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah. The Kumomayo tribe.
Yeah.
Nothing? All right.
Yeah.
Spit take.
It's
all over.
Yeah, that's good.
Apart from the show, do you think you'll get to see more of Kenya and maybe come back?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're on such a tight schedule that I don't know. I mean, tomorrow's a show, and then we leave Monday, so.
You extended your tour from Malaysia. We're just speaking about that before you came.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about why, on a personal level, why
Why we extended in Malaysia?
Why a day?
I think we had just added an extra show. Either that or we're trying to help them find that one plane that's missing. I'll tell you who we're not flying with, Malaysian Airlines.
Part of the comedy that you do is a lot of, you make fun a lot of about stereotypical kind of stuff. What are some of the stereotypes you've heard about Kenyans other than running?
Well, that's about it. Well, I don't really... See, I grew up in Toronto where there's a lot of Kenyan Indians. And having come here and seen how many Indian people you have here, I don't know why you haven't kicked them out either. Edie had the right idea in Uganda. Take note, people. I didn't answer your question. But I didn't care to at that point.
I know you're very quick in terms of seeing something and finding humor in it. Between the time you landed at the airport and this hotel, what's some of the Kenyan stuff that you've seen that's either outrageous or just worth making fun of?
Well, to me, I feel like I'm in Africa now. Like when I was in South Africa, that doesn't feel like Africa at all. I call that Half-Africa because it's half Africa, but not really, And then you come here, and then you're like, oh, there it is. Yeah, that's more like it,
The fear to offend, and
I'm not fearful at all of offending.
But there must be a thin line between taboo and culture and religion and all those things.
No, I don't touch religion because I don't believe in it, and too many people are willing to die for it, so I'm like, I'll let you live your life, and I'll focus on logic.
Right. What about Africa and sort of all the things that I guess are globally sensitive on this continent?
See, I think it's about intention. If your intention is to upset people, then you will. And if you're the kind of person who has a sort of a hatred inside of you, it'll come out when you say things. And I think people understand that I really just want to see people laugh. So nobody ever takes offense because they're kind of like, we could see it in his eyes, unless I wear sunglasses.
Russell,
Where are you?
I feel like I know your dad. Growing up, did your dad ever think you're funny? Did you ever laugh at him?
No. No, he didn't really. I mean, he wasn't like one of those guys like, oh, my son, so talented. He was more of a, oof. I think he's an idiot. It's one of those things, and it's kind of a good thing because it makes you try harder to try and get that laugh out of your dad. So, eventually he came around to it a little bit. I think he just reluctantly did. It was kind of like, all right, fine, Special ed, yes.
One of your most iconic jokes is, I guess, somebody gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
Real bad.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have a 4-year-old daughter, I think.
Mm-hmm. I do. Yeah.
Has that in any way come down the generation?
I tried, buddy. I talk about it in my act now. I try to be a stern father. It's not happening. You can't with a girl. If I was a boy, maybe I'd smack the hell out of him, but I can't with a girl.
One thing that I think we can relate to as Kenyans towards, of course, you and growing up in Toronto as an immigrant, or second generation.
First.
Yeah. Is a discipline.
Right.
It doesn't matter where you're from. You'll be beaten if you do something wrong. It doesn't matter.
That's right.
And in terms of, I guess, for your listening audience to understand that, and especially in North America, it's kind of different. But in Kenya, we understand that sense of humor a lot more. Does that give you a lot of pressure to perform on a higher scale, or?
No, I always try to perform at my best. I mean, I don't ever want to be like, I'm going to phone this one in. And you know, especially when I've never been to a place, I really like to give it my all. I want to make sure that you want me back. I don't want to be a one-night stand with you guys. I just want to keep coming back and just pounding you guys.
You're not supposed to laugh today.
It's only normal for someone to feel insecure about certain things. For example, is the audience going to get my content, accent maybe? Are they going to be able to connect? What are you most insecure about regarding tomorrow's show?
I don't know. I'm not too insecure about it. I think if I was insecure about it, I wouldn't be in this business for 26 years. But I have my own personal insecurities, you know.
Is there something that you're worried about tomorrow?
No, it doesn't affect me on stage. It's more everyday kind of stuff, you know. Okay. I'm fat, trying to lose weight. But then you come to Africa and they think you're healthy, and I'm like, well, that's better.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, there's some people that didn't ask questions, but if you want to, you can.
Okay. Anyone want to ask a question?
I don't want to leave anybody out since you waited all this time.
I have a question.
Well, then you should ask it.
Were your lines in the movie, Chef, were they scripted or you just...
No, Jon Favreau said, here's what I want from the scene, and then go for it. He said, I just want you, the essence of the scene was to just take a picture when I recognize him. And then I took it to the next level with the, wait, no, tap, no, hold on, let's take it. And then I went on, I was like, let's go on, let me go on and take it. And so he let that all happen, and then he kept it in the movie, which was even better.
Are you working on any other movie project?
We got some stuff that we're possibly shooting in the summer, but I don't know. It's one of those things where you don't believe it till you start shooting. That's how that business goes.
Thank you.
The title of the show is Almost Famous. Why Almost Famous? I mean, you're famous, so...
Well, I'm almost famous. It's not almost successful. It's definitely successful. Almost famous, though. It's one of those things where, you know, people will see you taking a picture of me, and then they're like, oh, can we get a picture? And then you can hear them walking away going, who was that? So I think if you were genuinely famous, they wouldn't have to ask who that was.
Thank you very much, guys. I think you all had your turn. You're happy about it, and we'll see you tomorrow. We look
Will you be
forward
there?
to have you all.
Uh-oh. Now the pressure's on. I'm very insecure about this now. What?
Church-san.
Asante-san?
Asante-san.
Thank you very
A
much.
son is the son, that's correct. Unless she's a daughter. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
No, it's finished. It's done. It's
So, yeah,
done.
I'll see you at the Red Hot. Thank you, guys.